Ready for a fa la 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 good time? We're chatting with screenwriter Lenore Adediran about her new movie, A Christmas Serenade, now streaming on OWN and Max. Hello, thanks for joining. I'm so excited to just get into this conversation with you. Today, we're talking all about Christmas joy and love. And those are my two favorite things. So,
I was about to say, like, both of those, and then you put it together with the love. I was like, yeah, all the things.
yes, it just flows, perfectly together. So yeah,
Definitely.
Well, I'm so happy to be here with you. And honestly, I just want to know more about your perspective of just, the entire film. And I don't know, honestly, the inspiration behind writing it, because it was just, I was on pins and needles just trying to figure out like what the ending was going to be. So I want to know, what was your inspiration behind it and then your perspective on the entire film.
It's really interesting because the idea came to me when I was on the phone with my mom, and my mother is the biggest Christmas holiday fan ever. Like, she's the reason that I write holiday films, because she's just like, I watch them all. They don't look like us, da 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 da. And I know if somebody can write one, it would be you. So what you gonna do about it? Literally, like, what you gonna do about it is her just thing that she always says. So we were on the phone one day and kind of just like, you know how they put out those memes, like the holiday movie titles, like, just we saw
Yes.
one of those, and so we were going back and forth, like playing with those memes of like what a holiday film could be. And I was like, well, what's known for Christmas? And literally the idea of the neighbors having gnomes, fighting over these gnomes, but coming home for Christmas. That's kind of where the seed of that story came from. And typically whenever I start a new project, I'm always starting with the characters. Usually I'm starting with a love story, even if they're set on the moon. I always want to tell a love story. So I'm usually like, all right, who's the guy? Who's the girl? What's their journey together? And because I was born and raised pretty much in the Black church in the South, I was like, this feels like home to me. This feels like a world that I know, that I'm familiar with, and can give like honor and homage to like where I come from. And so that was kind of the sandbox that I really wanted to play in. Like, I feel like Willow's journey, not that I'm a singer, but literally like being in the church all the time, doing all the things, and then somebody comes to your church.
I feel
I have deep feelings about that, you know? So I was like, I hope there are other people out there who can, resonate and understand this world and love it as much as I do. So that's where it came from.
Yeah, and I see that though. Like I just loved just the I feel like a lot of people will be able to relate to the movie. Me, like I grew up in the church and everything like that. I'm not a singer, but I love the story behind it and just like I don't know, like you said, like I know like well, like your mom said, like there's not a lot of us out here
Yeah.
and doing these, the Christmas movies and everything like that. And I love seeing it. I'm just like, ooh, a Black Christmas movie?
They just make you feel good, right? Like,
It
I feel like
does.
all of the things that are going on in our world and our communities, like just taking 90 minutes to 2 hours just to be like, I'm just gonna pop over into this kind of like fantasy world where I know everything is gonna turn out okay, and I know that these people are ultimately gonna fall in love, and we're gonna have like our near kiss and then our kiss at the like it that just I
Yes.
don't know.
It
Right?
brings
Like,
joy to my heart.
with a blanket and some hot chocolate and have just give me a little time. Just makes me feel.
I know. I love it. Trust me. I understand it. It brings joy to my heart just even just talking about it because literally this is how I was like pretty much since November, watching Christmas movies, drinking hot cocoa, chilling. I love it. So yeah. But I will say one thing I really loved about the movie was just the forgiveness aspect of it. Like, and it was just throughout the whole movie, throughout like a lot of the different characters. And it kind of actually, it really just showed the beauty in forgiveness and just like how amazing things can be produced throughout, through reconciliation and forgiveness. And I really love that. And not to give away like, you know, all the parts of the movie, but I love the part about like with the gnomes and everything like that, and how, you know, the neighbors were fighting, going back and forth. And then just how it was reconciled, you know, in the end. I love that. And as well as with the love story. And that's real because we have real issues. And when it comes to neighbors, when it comes to love situations and stuff like that. So trust me,
I
that
think
was
too,
something I
like
love.
being part of community is sometimes lost in like how we're moving now. And I love the part that like, I don't want to say like, but when they come together, you know what I mean? Like something happens, we got to come together. Something else happens, like we got to come together and we got to work together and figure it out. And like, that's one thing I love about having a church family. That's what I love about living in community with like-minded people and being able to support each other and back each other up. I don't know. And so like for at least 120 minutes, like that's what you're getting when you
Mhm.
go to Aventura with these characters. And
Yeah.
learning how to forgive, work through things, work together, like all of those things, I think. I don't know. I think that's like ancestral and like part of our DNA and like what brings people together and family together. Chosen family at times even.
Yes. Yeah, no, and that's so true. I feel like sometimes our society can have just a false narrative when it comes to forgiveness and reconciliation. They're like, it is what it is, like, and not really forgiving, like not having a forgiving heart. So that's why I really, really love that. Like you putting that piece in there.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
You're welcome. So I'm sure everyone wants to know, including me. I definitely want to know, what are your favorite parts of the film?
I love that. So the one thing that I love is that Willow gets to be herself. And a lot of times in media, we want Black women specifically to be like kind of passive and kind of just like let other people speak for them. And I love one thing specifically, like my partners at Mar Vista and Own Champion were like, we actually love that Willow speaks her mind. Willow has goals. Willow is driven. Um, and she's not like this fake nice character, you know. She's not mean, but she's also very like determined and self-assured, and I like that. I didn't And Sky plays her so beautifully, but like we didn't lose that in a holiday film. Like you can still see a very strong and opinionated and hilarious um woman on screen who is like working towards something and is able to fail and is able to like figure out what it actually is that she wants to do. And so that is, I think, the biggest thing that I love about this film is like how we were able to like keep her so sick in my head. Like just this character is so sacred, and like we don't often get to see characters like that. And then I like the scene where they meet each other, where they're cute meet, where they're like we're seeing each other the first time. He's like, you look great. She's like, you look terrible. Like that,
I did love that part.
baby. When I
I
tell
loved it. She was real
you,
with it.
like, no, you're not gonna waltz back. No, you look awful. Like, go away. Like just to be able to have those moments and like to see them in the final cut, like make me very happy.
I had to chuckle at that part because I was just like, man, she sounds like me. Like,
Okay.
and it's real. It's just like,
Like
you know, real
imagine if
emotions.
your ex comes into town and then I just gotta see you and I gotta kiki and I got no, no,
No, sir.
no. You're gonna get some prickly. You're gonna get a little sprinkle in Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name, exactly. Just a little bit of sass.
Why are you over here?
But no, I did love that part. That was funny.
I
Now, I do want to know how does this film differ from like the other films that you've written, and why would you say it is different if it is?
I think specifically this one, the faith element of this film differentiates it from most anything else that I've written, where like Willow literally says she wants to make music for Jesus. Like very specifically, very clearly. And that, that's not a subject or a topic that is in any of my other work. There are faith elements in there, but the fact that like this is in a church, she's a PK, like we are able to just like see church not in like a messy, scandalous, murderous, like,
Yeah.
like that wasn't the church that I was raised in. And like those shows and those films like do really well. And I understand having like drama and having high stakes and things. But I just think that this one is different because it just, I don't know, we get to have joy. We
Yeah.
just get to have like joy and great music and fun times. And so that's what's really fun about this one at Christmas time, which is like my favorite time of the year. So I think all of those things combined just
Yeah.
show for me.
I love it because, yeah, like I said, throughout the whole movie, that's what I felt, that joy, the Christmas joy, and just like the love story. And like I said, I mean, those are things that I love.
Right.
And it really was a joyful thing seeing that. And then also just, like I said, the relatable aspect of it, how Willow was her character. And it was like, it was showing who truly Black women are in society and not how society makes it seem like, like you said, we are hardcore, or like, it's, or just only too soft or passive. And I love that. I love all the different aspects that you threw in there. So yeah, it was really good. And I love the fact that like you wanted to make sure that that Christmas joy and the love, the forgiveness, all of those things
And
were.
all of the like family dynamics, like
Yes.
it can be messy, and like now we gotta be together and actually like deal with the mess,
Yeah. And even with
Please, like
yeah. Even with him and his father, that relationship, I'm sure a lot of men can relate to that as well. And so I love that aspect in there too. Yeah, it was that I love that. Now, would you say that you see yourself writing more films like this in the future that's full of so much love and Christmas joy?
that is my hope. Like
Yeah.
I want, when people think of like what she does, I want to be like sports dramas, rom-coms, and holiday joy. Like those are the three pillars of like what I want to do. And so for this to be like the first kind of launch for that, I'm like, all right, guys, we did
Yes.
all right. We did all right. But no, I love this genre. I genuinely do. Um I love how far it reaches, and I love how many people that it can touch. And like I said, like I like you don't have to be anxious, like I remember when I used to watch Game of Thrones, I would have to literally like walk around my couch 3 times to like calm down, just because I knew like nobody's safe, anything could happen like at any moment. And I don't need that at Christmas time.
Right.
Let me be over here with my cookies. And
Right.
like let me just be over here for a minute.
Yeah.
And because my family really, really loves this genre, like I feel like just to make my mother happy, I have to do this.
Listen, I understand. I love things that are gonna just like uplift me, and that's why I love rom-coms. A lot of friends, they ask me, "Well, you're always looking at a rom-com or like something that is."
Who doesn't want to laugh? And who doesn't want to be
Exactly.
in
I want to
love?
laugh. I want to look at a beautiful love story. Like, why
Exactly.
not? Why
In a
not?
beautiful place, beautiful people, and laugh.
Exactly.
It's the best
That's
recipe for
amazing.
anything. Like this is where I want to be.
Right.
Here, this is where I want to be. So that's
And
my,
have sprinkles of Jesus in there. Like, I love that. So it's
you
like,
know,
that's it.
I'm here for it. And also like, I think they just feel cozy. And I
Mhm.
often like to feel like warm and cozy.
Yeah.
Before I have to like put on the armor and like go outside and like slay
Mhm.
dragons, you know?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's real because you know, we want to have that. I feel like, I don't know, I honestly feel like the Lord wants us to be able to have those moments of just relaxing, resting, being still, and looking at something that's going to bring you joy.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I love that.
That's where I'm at.
Now, what would you tell other, I guess, other filmmakers who are who want to get their work put out there, but they're discouraged? They're, you know, just filled with so much discouragement. What advice or words of encouragement would you give to those individuals?
Keep working on your craft. Like, because there's no like set moment, set like thing that's gonna be the one. Like the one that you think is gonna be the one to go, it's probably not gonna be that one. But like literally, I just for me, my whole thing was like just keep writing. Like when my time comes, I'm gonna have multiple things ready to go to like be able to show you like, oh, I actually do this and I've actually been doing this for a very long time. So what do you want? Like, do you want something in the fantasy? Do you want a rom-com? Do you want a drama? Do you want a feature? Do you want a pilot? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think instead of getting so focused on like, when is this going to happen? When this isn't happening, it happened for this person and not me, and I write better than like, I think instead of focusing on all of those things that you cannot control, I'm going to focus on the things that I can control. And you know what I can control? Sitting down at my computer and writing a new script, sitting at my computer and doing my rewrites, getting my friends together and like having a reading to make sure that like the dialogue sounds realistic. Like these are the things that I can control, and these are the things that are going to set me up to have longevity because I'm practicing my craft and putting my, what is it, 10,000 hours, you know, like, because all of that other stuff, to your point, is how you get frustrated and how you get discouraged and how you get disappointed when you're looking at external things outside of yourself. I can't get discouraged if I'm finishing a script. I can't get discouraged if I'm like creating or reading another friend's work and giving notes and they're, you know, like working in my writers group. Like these are things that keep me motivated and keep me moving forward. Because even when you sell something, like you got to write something else. So like you just have to have this muscle. And so I think that's whatever your lane is, like if you shoot, like go shoot, you know, like get your friends together and like go do the thing, and keep doing the thing, and your gift will make room for you.
Yeah, and that's so true.
That's a fact. Like that's just
It's, yes.
literally a fact. Like we all met each other because somebody was like, hey, my friend, and well, you need to meet Mott because literally we sat and had this whole conversation.
It's so
None
true.
of us were like, I gotta get on this and I gotta, hey, you should, because you're doing the thing.
Yeah.
So it's easy for me to be like, hey, my friend is a writer, my friend is a filmmaker, my friend has a new blah blah out.
Hmm.
Because you're
Yeah. And
doing
that's just random conversation. That's just because we're all doing the work, like you said. And that's true. That's great advice.
if I had to give advice, because I usually don't give advice, because I'm like, I don't know. Also, because my journey is so different and unique and specific to me that like if I told it to somebody else, it's not gonna go that same way for you. Like even if you try to do everything that I did, it's not gonna go the same way for you that it went for me.
Hmm.
Because we're
Yeah,
different people and we are in
we're
different.
different people. Yeah. We all have a different journey. So, yeah, exactly. It's not going to be the same, but just trust the journey,
Yeah.
really, and do the work, like you said.
Keep showing up. Keep showing up for yourself.
Yeah.
Literally, that's what my therapist always says. Literally, she was like, so when are you gonna start showing up for yourself? I was like, oh, at some point, is that something that you think you might be interested in?
Listen, that's a real therapist. She kept it real.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, great. Glad we talked about it. Like, I was like, okay, well, guess I gotta keep showing up for myself. For myself. Because I
Yeah.
show up very well for other people.
Yes. And I feel like a lot of us kind of sometimes have that issue where we're showing up for everybody else.
Black
Yeah.
women.
Yeah.
Black women. We real good.
Yes.
We
But
real
we are
good. To
so good at
everybody
rooting.
else.
Yes. But not for ourselves. And that is a narrative that needs to be changed. So yeah. Yeah. We can always root other people on. We can root them on, but we
Right.
still got to root on ourselves,
Yeah.
just continue to root for ourselves. But yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
now. Like today. Like,
Exactly. Now, today.
yeah. So,
Man. Well, I enjoyed this conversation with you. I am so happy that I got a chance to talk to you about your new movie. And honestly, Lenore, like this has just been amazing. And yeah, I've been blessed by it.
I've had a great time. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Of course,
And
yes,
you
girl.
like watched the movie and like actually knew what was happening,
Yes. Oh, I love the movie. I was so excited. Listen, me and my boyfriend, we sat down, we watched it. He loved it too. So yeah.
Oh,
He loved it too.
well, thank you, Mr.
So
Boyfriend.
yes. But thank you so much, Lenore, for just joining me. And yeah, I'm sure everybody's gonna love the movie just like I did. So yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome.